Matchday 30 in La Liga. EA Sports brought us the game between Mallorca and Celta at the Estadi Mallorca Son Moix. Mallorca were coming into this game undefeated in their previous 4 games at home, looking to bounce back from a defeat on their travels last time out, losing 1-0 away to Valencia at Mestalla last weekend. Celta were held to a 1-1 draw at home on Monday night against Celta, but travelling to the island of Mallorca undefeated in their last 7 games. Mallorca started the matchup on the front foot. Vedat Murici was back in the starting 11. He asked for an early penalty here, claiming he was being held by Carl Starfelt and was sandwiched in really as Javi Rodriguez joined in on the action there. The referee gave nothing and allowed play to continue. Celta looked dangerous in transition, at least in the first 45 minutes. A couple of quick passes here led to the ball being played out wide to Carreira. And his ball was not met by a teammate in the box. Mallorca, though, at the other end would eventually take the lead with their first shot on target of proceedings. It came from a set piece. Sergi Darder playing the ball in on 16 minutes, and Martin Valiente would head home to score his 2nd goal of the season and the opener on the day. We see here it's a good delivery into the box from Sergi Darder. Valiente is onside and just around the penalty spot, completely unmarked between the Celta back line, and he's able to head the ball out of the reach of Vicente Guaita. Valiente was another player, one of 5 changes made to the starting 11 for Mallorca. He was returning to the starting lineup in defence. No captain at the back, Antonio Raillo. He stepped up with this goal to give Mallorca the lead. Mallorca's 29th goal of the season in La Liga. All 29 have incredibly been scored inside the box. Mallorca kept on trying to pick out Vedat Murici as the half went on. Ferran Beltran was asking for a foul in the build-up to that half chance. Nothing was given by the official. Aspas from this free kick was looking for a teammate at the back post, but all that was given really was a challenge in attack. Mallorca, though, despite having the lead, things would go downhill for them from there, as Vedat Murici, half an hour into the matchup, had to go off with a muscular problem. He had heavy strapping on his left thigh at the end of the game. Kyle Larin came on to replace him in the first half due to injury. Aspas here, threading it through, almost looking for Ilaix Moriba. He too was asking for a penalty from Maffeo. Quite a few penalties being asked on the day. None of them given, though, by the referee, Ricardo de Burgos Bengoechea. Inching closer to half-time, Iago Aspas had some space, cutting in off the right on his left foot, but he couldn't keep the shot down. The captain was returning to the starting 11. He was one of 4 changes made by Claudio Giraldi to the side that started against Las Palmas at the start of the week. Who was starting on the left, though, the man who scored for Celta in their last game, Alfon Gonzalez, looking to cause some trouble here through the Mallorca back line, but ultimately his chance led to nothing. Alfon did really well here to let the ball run for Ilaix Moriba, and he got a yellow card out of Manu Morlanes. Images now of the second 45. There were no changes made at the break, but it was a half overall that Celta dominated, and they were able to turn the game around. However, there was a big turning point in the early minutes of the second period, as Mallorca Did really well here to create some space. Takuma Asano with the back heel picking up Kyle Larin, who is right in front of Vicente Guaita, and yet he couldn't beat the Celta goalkeeper. This was the key turning point in the matchup, because had he have scored, obviously Mallorca would have gone 2-0 up. But with it saved, Celta was still in the matchup. And boy, were they in the game, as we saw as the minutes went by. Because just minutes later, Aspas was brought down in the middle of the park by Copete, but Celta kept the chance alive, and Pablo Duran picked out Alfon, who cut onto his right foot outside the box and picked out the bottom corner in superb fashion. Alfon Gonzalez, as we say, scored a superb goal on Monday against Las Palmas. On that occasion, he picked out the top corner. This time he picked out the bottom corner and made it 1-1 away to Mallorca. Copete was also shown a yellow card for his challenge on Aspas in the build-up to that goal, but the referee correctly applying the advantage rule, allowing Celta to continue the play as they were in possession, and Alfon capitalized on the chance, cutting onto his right on the edge of the box and getting just the right power and placement on the effort to beat Dominic Grief in between the sticks. Goal number 4 for Alfon this season. A lot of reports during the week that he is set to leave Celta at the end of the season. The Celta fans, the travelling fans, asking for him to stay. That goal another reason why they are so desperate for Alfon to stay in Sky Blue next season. Despite conceding the equaliser, Mallorca didn't really cause much threat after that. Omar Mascarell trying his luck from outside the box. He had time to think about where he wanted to play the shot. Failed to hit the target though. Celta kept on pushing, however, looking to take the lead themselves. Pablo Duran with the next chance of the game. His shot though from the edge of the box, going just wide of the back post. Antonio Sanchez was then brought on to replace the injured Manu Morlanes. There's another change as well that saw Valeri come on for Asano. Corner minutes later though, Kyle Larin was the target for quite a few of the corners that Mallorca were playing in, but he couldn't take any of them really heading wide. Minutes later for Celta, Iago Aspas was replaced. For Celta, a few boos and whistles around the ground from the home supporters. Fer Lopez came on to replace him, and he would have a big part to play in the matchup. Alfon cut in from the left-hand side. Copete failed to clear the ball away correctly here, but Mallorca was slowly getting nervy at the back. This was giving Celta the confidence to push forward. Celta had a lot more of the ball in the second 45. And from a run from midfield, Fer Lopez got on the end of a lovely ball over the top from Oscar Mingueza to turn the game around and go on to win it for Celta. Special goal for Fer Lopez. His first goal in La Liga EA Sports. He's already scored for Celta this season in the Copa del Rey, but this, at the age of 20, scoring his first goal in the Spanish top flight, and more importantly, a match winner for Celta. It's assist number 6 of the season for Mingueza. Lovely floated ball into the box, and Fer Lopez gets on the end of the cross, beating Copete to it. Just gets the end of his boot on it to beat Dominic Grief. And that's not a bad finish for your first goal of the season and your first goal in the top flight. Abdon Prats was instantly brought on by Mallorca to bring on another striker. He came on for Dani Rodriguez. As we said earlier, Kyle Larin was being picked out constantly from corners, but he couldn't hit the target. He won another one here as Starfelt took the last touch. From that following corner, again it was Larin, but here he headed wide again. Svedberg and Borja Iglesias were late players brought on by Celta, as they were looking actually to make it 3-1. Pablo Duran and Alfon were the two players replaced by Claudio Giraldez. Serge Dardet then picked out the Canadian international once more, this time with the ball over the top, but Larin couldn't play it across for Abdon, and the chance went begging. At the other end, though, Celta were very close to making it 3-1 in the final exchanges. Dominic Grief coming up clutch here to deny Elisha Moriba from close range. Much to the annoyance of the home supporters, Celta kept on pushing, trying to kill the game off. It was Fer Lopez again, who shifted the ball onto his left foot, trying to pick out the top corner. All he could do, though, was win a corner. Celta came into this one having only won 2 of their 14 La Liga away games this season. They won their second game in their last away fixture against Valladolid. They were closing in on back-to-back away wins for the first time this season. And again, Svedberg had another late chance to make it 3-1, but it was a tame effort straight at the Mallorca keeper, despite having time to put the ball on target. 2-1 was the final score at the Estadio Mallorca Son Moix, as Mallorca fell at home against Celta.